second is a little easier. After some time, I reached the princess's door and knocked. The maid came out quickly. Li Shao, you came, I said. I have finished all the books I had. I thought of going to the library. If I have any doubt, I can ask you. The princess came down after a little while. This time she seemed a little less formal. She smiled and said, let's go to the library. The books in my room are also finished. I bowed and said, this is a happy thing for me. Through winding paths, crossing a lake, an arched bridge, and a garden, we reached the Royal Library, a 3-story, magnificent building. At that same time, the king and queen were about to go out for a walk. At the door, they saw their daughter going to the library with Li Shao. The two looked at each other and quietly stepped back. Look, like us, they are also going to the library together. The king was happy. The queen was smiling. It is good that our daughter found a companion whose interests match hers. Now we should go inside. The queen said, if we go inside, they will run away from the library. Fine, today let's have tea together. The queen smiled. First, let's go to the jewelry shop. I have to order some gold pieces. Then to the tailor for wedding clothes. All these are ladies' tasks, the king said. But then he saw the queen's expression and immediately said, okay, let's go see. The queen smiled, held the king's hand, and left. In the library, I was stunned seeing so many books. The princess helped me choose some books. She said, history teaches lessons. First read history. She selected books like 3 Kingdoms, Records of the Grand Historian, etc. I was looking at her with love in my eyes. In the beginning, it had been only because of the system, but now I had started liking her from my heart. She rose on her toes to take a book from a high shelf. Her dupatta shifted a little, and for a moment her side profile was visible. Just half a face, and that was enough for me to understand that she was extremely beautiful. That half face stirred so many thoughts in my mind. Now I eagerly waited for the day when she would show her full face. The princess felt someone was looking at her. She turned and saw me. Our eyes met. She blushed a little and placed the books on the table. That is enough. You cannot read so much at once. Let us sit here and read. Yes, it is quiet here. Whatever I do not understand, I will ask. In the library, sandalwood incense was burning for focus. The princess lit a stick and sat in front of me. There was silence in the room, just the sound of each other's breathing. I truly picked up a book and began reading attentively. In Old Chinese, there is no punctuation, and it is written from top to bottom, right to left. You have to figure out where a sentence ends. So sometimes I frowned, and sometimes I smiled after reading something interesting. They say a man looks most attractive when he is focused, and the princess was not interested in reading at all. She was just watching me. When she saw how focused I was, a strange feeling arose in her heart. This is not right, staring so much. She scolded herself in her mind. But there is a veil on my face. How would he know? And then she secretly glanced at me once more. The system's voice came. Princess's liking +3. Total 67. She watched you secretly while sitting together studying. Sweet points, 100. 50x bonus. Total, 5,000 points. Total points now, 6,200. Points were coming just by sitting. It seemed love was about to happen. When a person is absorbed in work, time passes without realization. In the afternoon, the maid quickly brought food. We ate in the library. Then study continued. In the evening, as the sun began to set, I picked up the books and said, let's go. The princess said softly, yes, and walked beside me. I carried her books. We walked back slowly. Our steps were slow, as if no one was in a hurry. We stopped near a small lake. The view is very beautiful. What is the name of this lake? I asked. This time I did not say princess. I spoke directly. But liking had reached 67, so being a little closer felt right. Her voice was soft. This is Moonlight Lake. I pointed toward the small bridge and asked, and that bridge? She said slowly, when I was born, this bridge was also built. Father named it Rainbow Bridge. Our steps kept becoming slower. Crossing the bridge took a long time. In front was an octagonal pavilion. Rainbow Bridge is truly a beautiful name. Look, this lake is like the clouds in the sky, and this bridge is like a red bridge between the clouds. I looked at her lovingly. This name is as beautiful as your name. Without giving her a chance to answer, I lightly held her hand and started walking toward the pavilion. Then I immediately let go. I want to see the view here. You must see it every day, but for me it is very beautiful. Saying this, I sat in the pavilion and looked out at the lake. Whatever her reaction was, I wanted to let her think on her own. Everything had happened so quickly that the princess's mind went blank. Her face was hot, her heart was beating fast. But the good thing was that the man was now looking at the lake as if nothing had happened. This reduced her shyness a little. The system's voice came. Liking +2. Total 69. First physical contact happened. Sweet points, 100. 50x bonus. Total, 5,000 points. Total points now, 11,200. A dating expert had said that a light touch without thinking reduces distance. For now, I did not need to talk more. I kept watching the view silently. The princess also slowly became normal and stood near me, looking at the lake in the evening light. The sky and water looked as if they were of one color. Today's view seemed different to her, very beautiful. At that moment, the king and queen returned from outside. Look, is that not our daughter? The king held the queen's hand, and both hid behind a tree. The queen said, "Is it right to watch secretly?" The king laughed. "Why not? We will watch carefully. They will not know. I want to hear what our daughter and he are talking about." The queen smiled and did not refuse. She also wanted to see. And in this way, the king and queen, like thieves, tiptoed toward the pavilion. In the pavilion, both were standing shoulder to shoulder, silently watching the lake. I felt the atmosphere was right. Looking at this view, a poem is coming to my heart. As soon as I said it, I felt a little awkward. But the princess did not laugh. She said, "Recite it." "On the bridge," I said, and looked at the small bridge in the distance. The princess held her breath for a moment. They were just 4 words, but there was a light sadness in them. Then my voice moved forward. Very quietly I leave. As quietly as I came. I waved my sleeve, taking no cloud away. The princess was stunned. She had never heard such a poem before. The poem continued, and an image began to form in front of her. The scene in front of her was the same as the poem. The golden willow on the bank is the bride in the setting sun. Her reflection in the ripples trembles in my heart. She was lost in it. The soft mud beneath the water sways with the water weeds. In the gentle waves of the lake, I would gladly be a water plant. Hearing this, the princess was even more amazed. This was a poem created on the spot, and it contained the view of the lake itself. Even the king and queen behind the tree stopped. They had never heard such a beautiful poem in simple spoken language. The queen was very happy. "Is this my son-in-law? With such a person, our daughter will never be sad." The poem continued. "The pool under the elm shade is not clear water, but the sky. Broken colorful dreams have merged into it. Searching for a dream, take a long pole. Move toward greener grass, in a boat laden with starlight. Sing this song." My voice had depth, but I cannot sing today. Silence is the color of farewell. Even the insects are silent for me. Tonight's bridge is silent too. At that moment, the princess's eyes were fixed on me, full of love. She felt this poem was for her. My voice became softer. Very quietly I leave. As quietly as I came. I waved my sleeve, taking no cloud away. The whole world seemed to stop. After a long while, the sound of the wind was heard. The princess's eyes were moist. "This poem is very beautiful." After a long time, she asked softly, "But I have never heard it before. Which poem is this?" I smiled. "This is modern poetry. An attempt to say more feelings in simple words. It is very good." "Thank you. Did you write it for me?" She mustered courage and looked into my eyes. I also looked. "I will always." I left the sentence incomplete. "It is evening. I will drop you back." The system's voice came. Princess's liking +5. Total 74. You recited a poem in love for the first time and made a place in her heart. Sweet points, 100. 50x bonus. Total, 5,000 points. Total points now, 16,200. In one day, while enjoying romance, I had earned more than 10,000 points. Behind the tree, the king and queen watched them leave, amazed. Very quietly I leave. The king was still lost in the poem. Then he remembered his son's poem. Cold water does not punch. Big difference. The queen was also praising Li Shao. Truly talented. He has won our daughter's heart. But at the same time, a worry came to her mind. This Li Shao is very skilled at impressing girls. Our daughter has been sad for 3 years, but he made her laugh in 2 days, cooked food, wrote poetry. He is very romantic and smart. Then why is he unmarried at 22? The king laughed and said, I had it checked. There is no problem. He was a farmer looking after his parents. After they passed away, he was in mourning for a year. Our announcement was only made a month ago, and the saint said our daughter will get a loving and caring husband. The queen felt a little relieved. The king said, his parents are no more, but now we are his family. We will keep him like our own child. The queen nodded. And what you said about being a romantic expert, I think those were true feelings. Our daughter is sensitive. That is why she opened her heart. The king said happily, it is said that a man understands a man. Your words gave me satisfaction. Li Shao has no parents, so now we are his mother and father. We will take good care of him. Evening had fallen. I dropped the princess off, kept the books, bowed, and left. From the 3rd floor, she kept watching me go. Even after coming to her room, everything from today was spinning in her mind, studying together in the library, and that poem. Wait, I must write it down. Quick, bring ink. The princess went to the table, spread paper, and began writing. Very quietly I leave, as quietly as I came. She wrote the whole poem. The more she read it, the happier she became. The maid entered and was surprised. What poem is this? He wrote it. So good. The maid said happily. He is truly amazing. The princess asked, how do you find Li Shao? The maid thought and said, talented. Good-looking too. Perfect for you. The princess carefully rolled the poem and placed it in a tube. Then she asked shyly, what do you think? Is there that kind of feeling between us? What kind? I mean boy-girl feeling? The maid said, he cooked food, wrote poetry. What else is this? Then she laughed. I wish someone like Li Shao came for me too. Even half as good would be enough. The princess quickly asked, what is good in him? Everything. Such a person is hard to find even by searching. The maid said, I still remember yesterday's food. When will you take me with you? You only think about food. Will you take me or not? The princess also remembered that food. It was truly very good. Okay, someday. Then the princess said, he gave me a poem. I should also give him something. The maid took out a piece of embroidery. How is this? The princess looked at it. The work was a little rough. Make a new one. I returned to my room, opened the shop. Today I had money, so I would shop to my heart's content. For a year, I had only looked at everything but could not buy. Today I felt rich. Today's shop had new items. Salt extraction method, dissolve, settle, filter, evaporate, crystallize. Cost, 3,000 points. Coca-Cola, 50 points. Toothpaste, 100 points. Buy everything, I said comfortably. It feels good to be rich. I emptied the whole shop for 3,150 points. Now in the inventory there was the salt method book, toothpaste, and Coke. I felt like drinking Coke. After a long time, Coke. I opened the bottle and drank. It felt like I had gone back to the future. Very refreshing. Now I took out the salt book. Every step was in great detail, and there were diagrams too. My intelligence was above average, so I understood quickly. Everything was saved in my brain. Now I just needed a salt mine. If I got a mine, then with this technique, excellent white salt could be made. Compared to the coarse salt of this era, it would be a complete upgrade. I made a list of necessary materials. I would have the prince arrange it. The next day, I woke up in the morning. Breakfast was ready, steamed buns, breadsticks, soy milk. The prince arrived. The salt mine has been found. Now he directly says brother-in-law, not just brother-in-law. Hey, there is no rush. Did you eat? No. I came running early in the morning. Without hesitation, he sat and started eating steamed buns. While eating, he said, 30 miles outside Beijing, there is a village. There are 2 salt mines there. They are family property, running since the dynasty. No one in the dynasty took them because no one understands their value. After breakfast, there was still time. Both of us went to the training ground. It was our routine. After a while, both of us were there. First we ran 2 rounds. This time I was fully with him. I was not even out of breath. Brother-in-law, should I teach you archery? Sure. The prince was amazed. I drew an arrow and hit the center of a distant target. Brother-in-law, really? Had you never learned before? No, I started only with you. I laughed. These last few days I improved a little. A little? Brother-in-law, this is very fast. Brother-in-law, you are a genius. No, I am still far behind you. After some more practice, the prince agreed. Let's go now? We will buy materials. I have some money. If it falls short, lend me some. The prince took out a pouch from his pocket. Lending? Take it. It is my share. Okay. Both of us left the palace. From the 3rd floor, the princess was watching this. There was surprise in her eyes. How does he learn so quickly? And as we started moving outside, a voice came in my ear. Princess's liking +1. Total 75. She was watching you quietly. But now increasing liking was becoming difficult. There was happiness on my face. I was thinking how to take liking to 99. Then I stopped myself. I should not be so calculated. If I truly care for her, everything else will happen on its own. I corrected my mind. Brother-in-law, what are you thinking? You look so happy. Just then, servants brought 2 horses. I came out of my thoughts. Oh, I was thinking about the salt mine. If this work succeeds, the whole royal family will move forward. I deliberately said, our family. The younger prince felt very good hearing this. Brother-in-law, everything depends on you. Then he became worried. But that salt mine is poisonous. Otherwise the government would have taken it long ago. Why would common people have it? Poisonous or not, we will know after making salt, I said confidently. He brought a horse. Brother-in-law, this one is yours. Come quickly. We will return today itself. I stopped. There was a mounting stone, but I placed my foot directly in the stirrup and climbed up in one swift motion, thanks to my strength and agility. How do I make it walk? He patiently said. Press with both legs and move the reins. I tried. The horse started walking. How to make it go fast? He smiled mischievously and struck the horse's back with a whip. The horse suddenly ran fast. It was good that my agility was high, or I would have fallen. The horse was running like the wind. The sound of wind in my ears. The younger prince, laughing, went ahead. Brother-in-law, come from behind. You will learn quickly. Do you want to kill me? If your sister finds out. I was very irritated, but I kept trying to control direction with the reins. I held tightly out of fear. Move. Give way. While sitting on the horse, I kept moving people aside. But seriously, it was not that difficult. Balance came quickly, direction control came, and the fear of falling also went away. Brother-in-law, you are really a genius. You learned horse riding so fast. The younger prince was controlling his horse very easily, riding alongside me. I am your brother-in-law, so at least this much is expected, I said, happily accepting the praise. He laughed. He liked my personality a lot. Both of us rode out of the city. At the gate, no one stopped us. The guards gave way from a distance. By afternoon, both of us reached the big eastern village. The village was quite large, with fields all around. A little southward, 2 large mountains were visible. The whole mountains were white, as if covered with snow. No trees, no plants. This is it. The salt mines. Let's buy them. We entered the village and quickly found a big house. This was the house of the family that owned the mines. We talked and were taken to meet the head of the family, an old man around 60 years old, named Old Master. You want to buy the mines? He came leaning on a stick, smiling. Seeing the clothes of both of us, he understood. These boys were from some big house. These mines are ancestral property. How much will you give? Grandfather, we want to buy your salt mine. He asked with a little surprise. For what work? To make and sell salt. Hearing this, he laughed. These children do not know this poisonous salt will kill people. But these are big house boys. My mine will not come cheap. Tell us directly, for how much will you give it? He said. Tell me how much you will give. I thought and showed 5 fingers. 500 silver. In his mind, he wanted 20. He saw the fingers and said, 50. Oh, this was unexpected. 2 salt mines for 50. But I made a little face. Won't it be a little less? His stick-holding hand trembled. Brother, you yourself said, now you are going back. I muttered. I did not think he would agree so quickly. The younger prince spoke up. For this broken mountain, even 10 is more. Broken mountain? The old man frowned. It is ancestral property. If you do not want to sell, then don't buy. I do not like bargaining. Fine. 50. The younger prince did not care about money and stayed quiet. You boys are very sensible, the old man thought. These two are very naive. He quickly took out papers. First sign the agreement. And I need cash. The younger prince threw a bag of silver on the table. The old man immediately weighed it. 50, correct. Smiling, he said, first we will sign a rough agreement. The agreement was signed quickly. Then he took out another paper. Let us also make a private agreement. Plain matter. First, I have sold this mine. Now it is not my responsibility. If anything happens from the salt, I am not responsible. The old man was clever. First he made the agreement, then he said this. But I had no issue. I saw the paper, it was fine. The meaning was clear. If anyone died from the salt, he was not responsible. No problem. I will sign. He was happy. Then we all went to the government office. His influence was there. The work was done quickly. The papers were made in my name. You boys work fast. After coming out, the old man happily left. Brother-in-law, I think we paid too much. He would have given it for less. The younger prince was a little upset. No problem. We got 2 mountains for 50. It is a good deal, I said, laughing. Now let's go see the mine. It is ours. We both got on horses and reached the mine, about 5 kos from the village. Both mines were joined, about 1,000 acres. Enough for 100 years. After taking a round, I got an idea. I took out a paper and gave it to the younger prince. Get these materials. Also build a factory near the mine. Here, leave all this to me, he said, thumping his chest. Brother-in-law, what will you do? I will go to the village first. A trustworthy man is needed to look after the mine. Okay. We separated. I rode toward my old village. By evening, I reached the village. I had come after many days. A lot had changed. I was a farmer. Now I was about to enter the royal family. Brother, this is a good horse. Outside the village, a boy was roaming, about to go fishing. He saw me. Hey, you came at the right time. Go bring good grass and grain. The horse will eat. I got down from the horse. The horse itself started walking toward my old house. Brother, what a good horse it is. The boy brought grass and began feeding it. I went inside and lit incense in front of my parents' picture. Mother, father, your son is fine. A big work is about to happen. When money comes, I will come to remember you. I bowed and placed the incense. Outside, the boy was listening with his ear pressed. He came inside with respect. Brother, what is that big work? Take me too. You looked after the field in my absence, didn't you? Yes. The neighbor's old son tried to grab some land. I saw him and scolded him a lot. I was a little surprised. You did this? Absolutely, brother. I am here now. This boy, Chotu, had been with me since childhood. He was a little lazy, but loyal. This time I had come to give him the responsibility of the mine. I did not need great ability, just trustworthiness. Chota carefully pulled a stool and sat down. Brother, where have you been these days? And that horse outside? I smiled lightly. That horse has come from the royal palace. Chota's breath stopped. From the royal palace? I had heard that some people came to the village asking about you. Yes, the police and a big officer were making inquiries. Chota told truthfully. I nodded. It seemed the prince had done a background check from the beginning. So, brother, I said directly. Yes, in a few days I will become the king's son-in-law. Chota went completely silent. I laughed and said, Chotu, you saved my field, and I need a trustworthy man. Chota jumped up. Me, brother. If I get such a chance, definitely take me along. I have no special talent, but if you say, I will even jump into fire. I thought for a moment. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted, loyalty. Thank you, brother. I will work with full effort. Chota's face lit up. Tomorrow morning feed the horse. Today I need rest. I wave my hand. Okay, brother. The horse is my responsibility. Chota turned to leave. Wait, I called. Tomorrow do one more thing. Spread word in the village. Whoever looks at my land, I will not leave even an inch. Even if it is small land, it is my parents'. Not even a particle will be reduced. Brother, leave this to me. Whoever looks at it will have to get through me first, Chota said with full confidence. The next day, at the palace, the princess woke up early. She stood by the window and looked out. How much progress would he have made in archery practice today? But for a long time, he did not appear. Why did he not come today? The princess kept waiting. The maid came with breakfast. Princess, I was in the storeroom. I heard he went out yesterday and did not return last night. He went out. The princess's heart sank. What if he does not come back? Now seeing him had become her routine. Even seeing him from a distance made her heart happy. His sudden disappearance created an emptiness in her mind. Maybe he went to his village, the maid quickly said. Princess, do not worry. He likes you very much. He will definitely come back. Yes. Let's do today's embroidery. Time was passing as always, but it felt very slow to the princess. By evening, there was no news of his return. The maid kept asking at the door. Has he come? Not yet. The door opened, and the princess quickly asked. The maid shook her head. Then the princess lowered her head and started embroidering again. Your embroidery is improving. This pouch is turning out very good, the maid consoled her. But if he does not come, whom will I give this to? The princess said. The maid said, he is not a live-in son-in-law. If he is out, it is no problem. While talking, the princess got distracted and pricked her finger with the needle. The maid panicked. Princess, you are hurt. I care too much for him. But as a girl, asking about him just because he has not returned for one day does not feel right. The princess nodded. What do you think? Does he feel strange living here in someone else's house? The maid thought and said, he is very free-spirited. He would not think like that. The princess got up and opened her jewelry box. She was searching for something. The maid looked. Princess, what happened? I have heard that the engagement is in half a month. Mother told me they will give the dowry. But he is a farmer. He has no money. Men care about respect. If he cannot give proper gifts at the engagement, he will feel ashamed. The princess took out gold and silver jewelry and her saved silver. Looking at the maid, she said, you go and give him these as engagement money. The maid tried to control her laughter. Princess, you are not even married yet, and you have already taken his side. Does a girl give engagement money to a boy? Does this happen? You are making fun of me again. You know my situation. The maid left. Night fell, but I still had not returned. The night was completely silent, but one heart was restless for someone. Outside the village, in the graveyard, I worked with a shovel all day. I cleaned the grass around my parents' grave. Up to 100 steps, everything was cleaned. In this world, I had stayed with them for only 1 year, but they were still this life's parents. I cannot do much more, but at least I will not let grass grow on their grave. Mother, father, I will come again. I bowed and came down from the hill. Brother, is everything done? Chota was already waiting below. He came running when I moved. He is a clever boy. What did the villagers say? I told them clearly. Now he is a big man. Whoever casts an eye on his land, I will deal with him. And they saw the horse and understood that he is no longer a common man. Chota gave the report. Well done. I nodded. This was also a kind of test, whether this boy listens or not. Everyone in the village had the same surname, so speaking against them was a little difficult. But Chota showed courage. As for the question of 3 bighas of land, I no longer needed it. Chotu, your elder brother has many children. 7 or 8 lives are struggling. And you also did not earn much in Beijing. I am giving these 3 bighas to you people. Do farming. The crop is all yours. Just on every festival, clean the grass on my parents' grave and light incense. That is enough. I trusted Chotu, so it was necessary to give him some benefit. People stay with you only when they see benefit in staying. Hearing this, Chota's eyes filled up. Brother, how can I take such good land? Do not talk too much. I said directly. I am not saying this so that someone can grab it. I want everyone to know my thing is mine. Giving it is my will. Taking it is no one's courage. Just then, a voice came. I need to talk. It was the maid. She glanced at Chotu. Chotu was sensible. Brother, I will leave. And he moved away. Come. I invited the maid inside. The house